next race meeting is York tomorrow. Well, it's actually recording this in the middle of a town moor. I'm not quite sure of if there is part of Montague Stake from Kenton over there, which you can't hardly see a little bit of. Grandstand Road leading from Jesmond down from the left over to the central motorway, and you can't see it all from Newcastle Golf Course, but it is there. I'm next to it basically in the right of way. York, I like York as a racecourse, one of my favourite courses. Not been a few years. The main reason basically, I said previously, I don't like doing meetings twice, and I've been on major meetings at York. It's an alright meeting at York. It's like a couple of 10 random winner races, I think. But as much as that, I'm just going to York. And also, I said in a couple of previous videos, I'm going to Richard III exhibition, also Yorkshire Museum as well. So that I'll do that. I combine the two things. York, yeah, obviously, unless you know a little about horse racing, York's a flat track. Probably, that's the main flat track in the north, had Newcastle, possibly even Doncaster, despite Doncaster having recent leisure. It's debatable, maybe. York is considered a lot better flat race than Newcastle has, certainly. That's an issue I was going to raise at some point, I think, in the Newcastle video. I don't think I've put that up yet. How poor quality Newcastle's actual flat racing really is, if you look at the amount of group and graded races at Doncaster and York, and even jumps actually at Doncaster versus Newcastle, but obviously that's Doncaster's not what we're talking about today. I get an age and I would have attended. Unfortunately, Yorkshire Museum has made a bit of a cock-up, and I'm pretty sure I was expecting to, and I was going to get there for about 10 o'clock in the morning after my train from Newcastle. Unfortunately, they've left two different opening times on their website, and I must have seen the first one, I think. It's in for 9:47. I didn't need to be in that early, because it only opens at 11. I can see here with two different opening times, and luckily actually I made it today. I'm really very annoyed if it actually been here to see if it's only open on certain days a week, and I've been here on a week it wasn't open. I'd be pretty angry actually about it, because it's not very good to actually make that sort of mistake. As a museum I've been a couple of times before, means, well, unfortunately I planned to have a pint before racing. I was looking for pubs in York, which are quite a few of them according to the WAP pub website. So I'm standing a bit with camera, camping with ale. But actually open at say 10 o'clock. The easy one to do is York Tap, but that's not open that early, unfortunately. That would be an easy one to do. Unfortunately, the WAP pub website, clear look outside, I'm not sure if it's all right of COVID and like. And a number of them which actually say with real ale, opening at 10, I think have a pint and then wander off to the Yorkshire Museum for 11. You have to book it, unfortunately, in advance. And it's not free tickets, £8, but I don't think it'll be bad value. I'll get them for 11, and then probably I think I just hang a race meeting that starts at 2. And York's website, I think, says it starts at the ticket actually from York. It's a neat ticket, it says it starts at 1, but it does definitely start at 2. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Whether the time's changed, whether York's made a mistake, I don't know. But I just take my time. I don't want another pint then. I've got time for a couple of pints after racing. I may just use York Tap. It's a very good pub. It can be a bit busy, unfortunately. And Friday night, I don't know about Friday night so much. Saturdays I would have thought maybe more so. Maybe Friday night might be. There's other options. I've got time to look at a couple of options. I might try York Brew York pub or York Fair pub instead. I do. It's one of his places where 1 or 2 of the beers you have to mortgage your house basically to some of the craft ales. I might pop there instead. I don't know, and I'll think about that maybe on the day. I think about tonight. I haven't decided which pub I'll go to. About 6 good selection of pints. We're definitely open by 10 o'clock. Hopefully it won't be crowded. I doubt there will be. And most of them near the Yorkshire Museum, so I'll do that. I've just got a grandstand ticket. Normally we'd go for a Premier ticket. It wasn't hugely more expensive. Unfortunately, I've COVID, and partly COVID, not solely, but unfortunately, put too much weight on, and I've got quite a few jackets, and have to, for next year, or at least later year, so my bucket list to actually get into them because I've put too much weight on. So York has a jacket and tie for that with a Premier type of ticket. So it's not a bad track to see racing from anywhere from the normal grandstand place as well, though. So that should be fine. I've got red car on the Saturday, on the next Saturday, a week tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow, it will be a week tomorrow. A week on Saturday. As I said somewhere else, there's a cockpit, originally was a cockpit on the race times on BHA provided, but I'll just put that up with red car video. I've got definitely one entry one. I've probably got another one, and I've got also decided to go to market raising as well. Anything else is for later on. But I wander around, might just wander, I put on a time where I'd be keen to get just to wander through down Stanton Road towards Bankfoot Metro and take Metro back again. I keep trying to do that walk, and end up doing, yesterday I ended up actually, or last time I did it, yesterday, it was like going the wrong way, in Kenton, ended up in Kenton Lane, thought, I might as well walk back from where I was. But I think, hopefully, I'll be there, or else, we might see me here still, years later, struggling to get out of here. In the grounds of Yorkshire Museum. Yeah, nice little place. Yes, I did, as you might guess, make it out of the town wall. Unfortunately, that wasn't my problem. I did say in the video that I was walking along Stanford Road to Bankfoot Metro Station. If you know Newcastle well enough, you realise you don't go that way to Bankfoot Metro Station. It's Ponteland Road. And I was after walking along through Westhook Village, and I was thinking, hang on, I was done with suspicion. Was this quite right? I wasn't too sure. A little knowledge is a dangerous thing, and I knew that Westhook Village was pretty close to New Biggin Hall, and New Biggin Hall was next to Bankfoot Metro Station. I hadn't realised that still on the wrong road, to the left of New Biggin Hall, and New Biggin Hall was the left of Bankfoot Metro Station. So I looked on the Google Maps thinking, this is not right, I'm thinking this is wrong. I'm not going the right way. And I had a look and I thought, oh dear, oh, it's to that effect. And gone completely wrong way, and it wasn't absolute, like, it wasn't hours out my way, but it took half an hour to get to Bankfoot Metro Station when I thought it was about 5-10 minutes away from it. And so went back up Stanford Road for about 10 minutes, went along New Biggin Lane, no area at all, and then got met up from Bankfoot. So that was one thing. And then when I got to the Yorkshire Museum, so I got a ticket for a switch of the third exhibition, one of the reasons along with going to Racecourse why I'm in York. And I realised I had a receipt and a ticket, and being brilliant, I delete the receipt and keep the ticket. Unfortunately, I deleted the ticket and kept the receipt on the phone, that is. And luckily, they're actually just asking for the name. I did have a receipt which said how much I'd paid, but not actually what we, as a thing, have to be in a certain time. But what the entry time was. Luckily, though, it's fine. They just said I had my name anyway as well, for relief, really. Didn't have to have that issue. I don't know what I've done really. So, well, please let me for 11. I wouldn't be keen to buy another ticket, frankly. But there you go. It's interesting. And so, especially Richard III, it's fun, a bit of a fun little interactive little thing with someone playing actor Richard III on the screen, type thing, click a few things and he reacts to them in a rather humorous manner. And it's a nice place. I've been there a couple of times before, but it's a nice place to go to. So I'd encourage you interested in Richard III, and anyone actually sees this video before the end of October, exhibition ends, to come and see the exhibition. So it's about 14 minutes walk to York Racecourse from here. It's about an hour 10 for the first race. I've got more than enough time. I'm saying I'm a fan of York Racecourse, and I think it's one of the better tracks in the north, certainly. And I'm saying I'm a fan. I couldn't last time I've been here. I went one last time was the Bronte Cup, a new Group 2 race. Oh, sometime in summer, I can't remember the date of it now. It was from a few years ago. I don't know if that was the last time I was here. I was saying I haven't been here for a few years. One of the reasons, simply, and of course not 2020 wasn't going to, of course it was almost impossible. We're doing it impossible actually, because there's no meetings, because COVID restrictions hit well before York actually started its season last year. But even I went, still haven't to 2019, maybe once or twice. I mean, it's one of the racecourses I've been to most times, but I went to a lot early on of the major meetings. And it's a bit, usually get cheap train tickets and have today, as tickets usually about £7 each way. I think it's a little more expensive for COVID and less seat. It's a little more expensive. I think I can't remember how much I actually paid. Not hugely more than that, really. But the pint I had once from the old Shambles, got the 10. Nice, quite an interesting pint of some sort of raspberry bitter. I don't quite know what it was. It's called Hot Fuzz, remember it? Because I'm not saying it must be a film at some point. So it's a very good film. I'll never go around to seeing it. Whether it's named after a film, I have no idea. But it was a nice little pint, right? Very nice, a nice place. And I'll have a couple after. Still haven't quite decided where I'll go. I made a mistake. I was about to take the metro and left from the house. I didn't realise I hadn't walked down. I'd sorted out the pubs I wanted to select from. I only had one for one, but had a few pubs, about 6 actually, possible pubs I could select a pint from. I just wasn't sure all of them were ever going to be crowded or not. Certainly the old Shambles the Shambles Tavern, I think the actual name is, of the old Shambles. The Shambles Tavern. And I went for where's got I thought, hang on, not one of these down. Having sorted them all out, I forgot to write them down. I meant to get in very quick and note on me. Got a quick look at the internet on me tabs I'd saved, and managed to do that. Anyway, get off to Racecourse.